Hi, and welcome back to the sixth component, where the sixth component is you. I'm Kaitlin.
And I'm Laura, and we are so glad to have you with us today. Today we're talking about keeping it classy.
Yes.
And the importance of thank yous.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was funny because when we talked about doing this episode, I was thinking about thank you notes and who really inspired me to do thank you notes, and it was actually Laura.
Well, honestly, I can't even take credit because it's my mom. My mom really is a heavy thank you note writer, and even if it's 2 sentences and her name, it's just something that she's always done and really instilled in me, and I've instilled it now in my kids. And so actually just most recently we had a PD with our staff, and that was a 30-minute exercise. I brought in thank you notes, district thank you notes and pens. And we watched a TED Talk, which we'll link in the notes for you. And we watched the video. I turned on some gentle piano music in the background, and I had the entire staff write a thank you note. And I did not ask
great.
who or what.
Yep.
It could be personal, it could be professional. And it was just a beautiful experience. I mean, people in the team were crying.
Yeah, such a positive, uplifting. I feel like sometimes when you have professional development meetings, people just come and they're crabby and they don't really want to be there, but wow, they probably left feeling so great after doing that.
They did, and I know that a lot of thank you notes got sent, and I even said so far as if they wanted their thank you note with the postage, that I would put that internally in as a part of the districts as an option. And in that process, one of the staff members wrote me a thank you note, and honest to goodness, that makes me want to cry. It was so kind and so sweet, and it was very simple. Just thank you for having the courage to hire me in this leadership position, and that's truly what it was about. So again, it just touches you. It was literally 2 sentences. It didn't take much. But my thought would be for everyone to hopefully try that with your staff. If you have PD or you've got an extra half an hour somewhere, or even if you're in the kitchens, just go to them and hand them a thank you note, or give them a note so that they can write a thank you note.
Yeah, absolutely.
Encourage it.
Yeah, so our district does something kind of cool. We hand out excellence awards every month, so it gives you the opportunity to anonymously thank people for something very small or something very big, but it's just kind of like here's a little note, comes printed on a piece of paper, like a certificate, and you get to hang it up in your office, and you feel really special if you get one. So and sometimes you know who they're from because the message is very clear, and you get the situation and whatever.
Yes.
But sometimes you have no idea, and that's kind of fun too.
That's beautiful. And I think that both for Kaitlin and I, we've been at different school districts and different employers, and I'm sure that you have as well. And the number one reason, typically speaking, that you leave is
you do not feel appreciated. Yeah, you don't want to stay in a place where you feel like you don't matter, right? So something as small as a little Post-it note on their computer, or I think you have an experience of doing that to a staff member, right?
It was so simple. It was just literally like 3 Post-it notes. And on Post-it note number 1, I said, "You did a great job today." Post-it number 2 was, "Thanks for coming in early." And Post-it note number 3 was, "Keep going." Heart, Laura. That was as simple as it was.
Yep.
Not a big deal. But again, you don't have to make it official or even handwritten. What are other ways that you could do thank you notes for your staff?
Just a quick email. You could send a text.
Yes.
You could,
A voicemail.
A voicemail, absolutely.
When you know they can't answer their phone.
Yeah.
So if they're serving lunch, you could totally do a voicemail
and what's funny about that is in the moment they're probably like, "Who's calling me right now?"
Don't they know I'm feeding kids?
But then they're going to listen to the message and they're going to be so happy. So that's fantastic.
So there's no right way or wrong way to do a thank you. There's lots of different ways, but I think that if you've ever received a nice thank you note, it is one of those things that it feels like a keepsake.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I talked about our excellence awards. Anything that I have received, I have them like hanging in my office as a keepsake because it just was, it's
Oh.
special to receive those. It makes you feel good.
Yeah.
I actually got a thank you note. I went to a food show and there was a broker there that was trying to get into direct diversion in our state. And he wasn't, but I took some time with him and talked about his products and asked him, why he was trying to sell to us and whatever. About a week later, I received a handwritten thank you note from him, which was so, obviously he's trying to sell me a product, but wow, did I feel like I needed to buy his product because I
Yeah.
felt appreciated that he remembered who I was and took the time to write me a note.
Yes. And I think that it's the care, it's
Mhm.
the kind, it's the thoughtfulness, whether it is a broker, if it's a staff member, if it's your boss,
Yeah.
right? They do a lot
They
that
do.
you don't see or maybe recognize behind the scenes. And so sometimes as simple as saying, thank you for writing your board presentation and having a slide or two for school nutrition to
Mhm.
share is important. And, it's always appreciated. It's always classy.
It is classy.
Always classy, Kaitlin.
Keep it classy.
Why don't you give us the challenge?
So the challenge this week is to write a thank you note to someone. It could be anyone that you work with. It could be any personal relationship that you have, but just write a thank you note. I always kind of think of it as, I have small kids, so I'm always telling them, say thank you, say thank you.
Yes.
So just do it. It makes people feel really good.
It sure does. And I think that as we think about keeping and holding our teammates happy and safe, I think it's really important that you spend a little bit of time in that 40 plus hour a week job that you have and really carve out a little bit each week to think about whether it's a voicemail, a text, or a handwritten note or an email that you do that work and make it a part of your weekly to-dos. So it may be something you want to, we challenge you to maybe spend the 15 minutes a week. It doesn't have to be a lot, but that it becomes a part of your cycle. It becomes a part of who you are. And as you continue to do that and as you show appreciation, my dear friends, it actually returns and reciprocates.
Absolutely.
And you will then also start to appreciate those little things. You'll start to appreciate your staff and those brokers and the people that you get to work with, and in addition to your personal life as well.
Yep.
So what you appreciate gets bigger. And that's ultimately what we're looking to do, is to create a positive experience and a positive department and a positive experience for kids ultimately.
Absolutely.
So, Kaitlin, we've got
Wonderful.
the challenge. We've got keeping it classy today.
Mhm.
Anything else we missed?
Well, and just thank you to everybody who's watching.
Yes. Oh,
So happy to have everybody listening.
We're thankful that you're a part of school nutrition and food service departments across the nation. We're thankful for the hard work that you do, and we're thankful that you've spent a little bit of time for yourself to get better for you and better for your teams, better for your kids. So congratulations. Keep it classy, my friends.
We'll see you next week.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.